everyone. Welcome to my wellness activity demonstration or video presentation. The wellness activity that I'll be presenting on today is Salutation or Surya Namaskar. This activity is an ancient practice, and it involves different yoga poses with emphasis on breathing while you're transitioning in those different yoga poses. So stretching with coordinated breathing. I had not practiced this sequence before, so I decided to do a little research prior to. Again, Dr. Maniam gave us a handout at the beginning, but it was a little difficult to follow given my learning style, so I went ahead and looked up a YouTube video just to see what all it entailed, and that allowed me to get a little bit more comfortable with the layout. So, and just familiarize myself with the movements. After I did the exercise, I experienced a lot of different changes, and after I continued to do them for a few days, I noticed just increased flexibility, increased strength, but the immediate reaction would be just the increased energy. But first, let's just quickly go through the movements of what Sun Salutation involves. From my understanding, there are different phases of this activity or of this practice. So I started at the beginning phase, and I'm just going to demonstrate that one sequence, so to speak. So yeah, my experience was a little bit different than what I expected because it was a lot more challenging than I was expecting. I've done yoga before, but not like in this type of like, I would say it's a little structured because with each movement you're breathing in or you're exhaling. And at least the yoga that I had practice previously, it didn't require breathing at certain points of your movements, just breathing in general. There wasn't an emphasis on breathing, so to speak. But with this, that is an emphasis. With this activity, that is an emphasis that the research has placed, as well as any video that you might find that lays out the practice. So one thing that I did like about this video, and I'll share the link, was that it allowed me to kind of follow and have a good understanding of the placement of my body, like just putting my hands a certain way so I could do an appropriate downward facing dog, just as an example. The positions were challenging, but I don't feel like it was inaccessible for me to do, or out of my reach, or out of my comfort zone. Another big challenge for me was just remembering to breathe. I realized quickly that my breathing I was holding my breath through some of the movements, but the more that I did it, the more comfortable I became with breathing in and exhaling with certain movements, or with the different movements, and breathing became more natural. I think I've touched on a few of the benefits already, but just to add some more, definitely this is an excellent mindfulness practice. I found myself actually a lot easier to focus because of the physical challenge aspect of this activity. So my mind was not wandering. The only time it did wander was to check on my breathing, but otherwise I was very in tune to the sensations in my body, and just making sure that I was following along correctly. So I was saying this is a great mindfulness activity, but also it's a great stress reliever too, because again, it gets you out of your head and into your body and feeling all the things, the sensations that come with this activity. And I think I remember us talking about this during class at some point, or maybe just reading it in the Corey textbook, but just making sure that the wellness activity presented a challenge in some aspect or another, and this definitely did present a challenge, but it wasn't so challenging that I was like, ooh, I'm never going to do that again. I've been practicing it for a couple days now. So yeah. And so I've continued with it. This is something that I probably will stick with moving forward. And I did want to mention a couple of the research articles that I used to support my findings on this activity. Like I said, this activity dates back way in ancient times, and it is one of the activities that targets every aspect of the body. So it's a full body exercise. Has great cardiovascular benefits, and the research supports that. The other article that I looked into just supported what we've been learning about this entire time, that yoga and meditation, so to speak, meditation specifically has so many benefits with decreasing anxiety, decreasing stress, increasing cognitive capacity and your awareness overall. So with this practice it was no different. I noticed so many immediate improvements, whereas, and I think that's what kind of sets this one apart from maybe others that I've tried this semester, is that the results were more immediate when it came to a full body experience, whereas the activities I've tried before were more immediate when it just came to my mind and awareness. So again, I really enjoyed this experience. I hope that you get a chance to look at the handout that details the different poses that I've demonstrated in the video. And thank you for watching.